nowadays women are, achieving wonders. Work from home for me has been quite positive because it allows me the freedom to basically manage my tasks, personal as well as professional, in a very timely manner. Achievement that you have, I think, should be celebrated as a success, especially for young people. That's what basically will help them just grow. Adhesives are used from the landing gear of an aircraft to baby diapers. So that's the kind of vast range. Above the line communication is mass. BTL is something which is experiential completely. I believe it's the one-on-one experience that you give. Young people these days just need to be very observant and learn from everything around them. Specifically in digital, the industry is very volatile and one should be very prepared for the unexpected. I believe even the good things in life teach you as well as the bad, and that is the mantra that I follow.
I am your host Gaurav Garg and we welcome all our viewers to our show Amazing Mentor. Today with us is Miss Reena. She is lead digital marketing Henkel. She is an experienced professional with demonstrative history of working in a corporate, automotive, IT, communication and manufacturing industry. Winner of the prestigious Above and Beyond Employee of the Year award at Volkswagen Group Sales India Pvt Limited. She is skilled in digital marketing, search engine marketing, digital analytics, digitalization, internet advertising, ORM, social media management, and industrial production process. It's a pleasure to welcome Ms. Reena to our show, Amazing Mentor. Welcome, Ms. Reena.
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for that great introduction. It's a privilege to be a part of your program.
So, tell us about your childhood and any particular childhood memory that you would like to share on our show.
About my childhood, Gaurav, I have very fond memories. They always light a smile on my face when I remember them. I've been the youngest amongst my siblings, so I've always been kind of the center of attraction for them, very pampered as a child, and all the mischievous things that they wanted to do, they've done with me. So, yeah, I've had an amazing childhood, and it just makes me smile all the time.
So, what about your educational background, schooling, and higher education?
So my schooling, I've studied from Canossa Convent High School in Andheri in Mumbai, post which I did my engineering from Father Conceição Rodrigues College of Engineering in Bandra. I've done specialization in production engineering, post which I studied my MBA from Symbiosis Institute of Media and Communications in Pune. So there I've specialized in brand communication with digital marketing as subjects.
So what about your dream profession as a child?
My dream profession as a child, there was not just one. I was always inspired, Gaurav, by people around me. And my best friend's parents are doctors. So I've always wanted to become one. I wanted to really become a pediatrician because I love kids. And my dad was working with Air India. So I always wanted to become a pilot and travel the world like him. So, these are two key professions that I was very crazy after.
So who inspired you the most?
My parents and my siblings. Whatever I have wanted to be, I used to look up to them, and they are the ones who are still my inspiration till date. Whatever it is that I do, I just remember them in my mind, and I think what would they have done if they were in this situation. So they are my constant mentors and people who inspire.
So what about your college and university memories?
I have had very profound memories because I'm a person who connects with people very easily, and I've made the best of friends across my student days and college days. So I really have good friends till date who I'm in touch with, and yeah, we've kind of hanged out quite a lot. We used to keep traveling, say when I was in Symbiosis, we used to keep traveling to Pune city because our hostel was like far away, like the Lavali campus. It was not within the vicinity. So yeah, we've had quite a lot of fun during our college days.
So what about your hobbies and interests?
I have a lot of hobbies, Gaurav, like you can see the paintings behind, right? Those are something that I have painted myself. And I love traveling, connecting with people from different cultures. I love exploring my own talents because painting was something that I used to not do as a child. But over the years, I've kind of developed it myself without even going to any classes or, taking any learnings from myself. I like exploring my capabilities.
So where did you started your professional journey from?
My professional journey started as a production engineer, like I mentioned. So I started from scratch. I was in the research and development team for an electrically operating mechanism manufacturer. Basically, to turn switch gears on, there is this device called an EUM, which L&T was manufacturing. So I was a part of that, and I've started from the shop floor and done all the things in terms of inventory management, manufacturing gears myself on the lathe machine. So yeah, that's where I started from. Very hardcore and not very woman-like. But yeah, nowadays women are, achieving wonders. So I think that was a great start for me. I learned quite a lot.
So, what all challenges did you face while starting your journey?
The manufacturing industry is not an easy one, and there were several challenges that I had to go through. Being a woman, being a young starter into the industry, generally manufacturing is where you learn over the years and then you're taken quite seriously. But when you're just out of college, people don't consider you, that well polished. And that was a challenge where I had to really prove myself and showcase with whatever I have learned so far during my college days, that how this could be actually used on the shop floor during implementation. And I think that is what the company owners saw, and they really appreciated my efforts towards creating new processes, having different ways of working. So the ideas that I brought across is something that they really appreciate.
So, what was the reason to change this sector from manufacturing to marketing?
So, very interesting question. I honestly had never thought of becoming a digital marketer, because when I was young and in school, there was no such career opportunity as well. I was placed in a company after my bachelor's called Prismian, which is a cable manufacturing firm. It's an Italian company. And they had given us the offer letters. We had around 10 rounds of interviews. We had to stay overnight almost in college. And they selected only 4 of us from Bombay. So they were going to send me to Italy for that particular project. But due to the debt crisis and everything that happened around 2011, our project was put on hold. And then there was no well-defined date as to when, I would start. So I thought of pursuing my MBA. And since I told you, right, I'm very fond of creativity and travel and all of that, I thought, why not do my master's in management? I was also exploring Wharton as an option because my brother is in the US and he was living in Philadelphia at that point of time. So I realized that it's better to enter those kind of universities when you have a lot of experience already, when you have some industrial knowledge. I did take some mentorship at that time, and they said the same thing, that it's always good to have such career paths once you have some experience. So I decided, why not study MBA from India? And creativity was always on my mind, which is why Symbiosis had a very good course to offer, and that's why I took this up. And that's how I am here today.
So, who is your mentor?
So my mentor, there are 4 people, to be very honest, and from each of them I have a very different learning. One is my mother. She's been a homemaker, but she had to be that way because my father was flying, and someone had to take responsibility for us, right? So I've really learned from her how it is to sacrifice your own career for your family. And she's been very strong because my father used to be posted all over the world. So she had to also move with him and all of that, right? So I've really seen the challenges she's taken over. So she is my first mentor. And my dad, of course, yes, he's been always a traveler, and whatever I am today, he's always supported me. So I think you need such mentors who support you in your life, who understand your qualities and help you in that direction, right? I was never forced to pursue my engineering or become something that, he wanted me to become. He always gave me those wings that, you do whatever you want and we are there to support you along the way. So these 2 people, of course, have been there for me always. And my brother and sister, they were the all-rounders, right? My sister used to be in her Air Force NCC, that I've always seen her as a strong, ambitious woman, achieving everything that, people say a woman can't do. So that's what's made me also very headstrong, from her learnings that I've seen. And my brother has always been like a little scientist that I've seen him studying with books. So yeah, all my study related inspiration has come from him. I was very bad in maths earlier, and he's literally sat with me and made me realize that that subject isn't so tough at all. And then I scored very well later. So like I became an engineer. That itself is a proof. But yeah, you need people around you to mentor you, and I think you're doing a great job by getting people like us on board to share our stories.
So, what's your take on work from home?
Work from home for me has been quite positive, to be honest, because it allows me the freedom to basically manage my tasks, personal as well as professional, in a very timely manner. And it's minus all the travel time, right? So I think that is a huge benefit, because living in a city like Bombay, when you're like an hour or 2 hours just driving to work, I think that is very well utilized by aligning your tasks. And since I'm leading a team, right, in terms of digital, it becomes very essential for me to have enough time to study different industry trends that are happening in today's day and age and keep myself up to date. So I think work from home gives me the liberty to, time for myself. We do meet once a month in office, like say 4-5 days, but yeah, we balance it out.
So, how would you define success, and what is the role of hard work, luck, and smart work in achieving success?
Success is a very variable term, but for me, I would in one line say that success is basically when you look around you and see whatever you've achieved till date and you feel content about it. That's when you feel that feeling of success. I believe it's a journey. There's no destination that you say that I will be successful at so and so time. Every little achievement that you have, I think, should be celebrated as a success, especially for young people. That's what basically will help them just grow further.
And role of hard work, smart work, and luck?
So personally for me, it's been a lot of hard work, right? Since the beginning, like of my career or my education, I have invested a lot of time in learning. And it's only then that you realize how you do smart work. That is something that comes with experience. And of course, luck is something that you create, is what I've always believed in. It works wonders when you have a combination of hard and smart work going your way.
So, what was the most challenging phase of your professional journey?
There are several challenges, right, Gaurav, that come up. One most challenging thing I would say is that has really made me whatever I am today. We were a team of 4 members in the digital marketing team at Audi India. There was an entire restructuring done, due to which most members were shuffled into different teams. Some of them moved on to different roles within the company. And I was the sole person responsible for digital marketing. And I had very senior people who were supporting me, who were suddenly no more around. And I was given the task of handling this luxury brand by myself. But I took this up as an opportunity. I tried to do the best I can. I ensured that there is no stopping of any process or any ongoing activity that would cause any issue to, say, our customers or the way we are seen across digital and social. So my agency teams were very supportive back then, and we worked together to basically really build the brand to wonders. And there were a lot of launches which I had to single-handedly handle. But yeah, everything went well seamlessly. I was also given a lot of appreciation for this particular time period or phase, I would say, through the Above and Beyond award, because I did my duties which were really above and beyond the role that I was in. I was just an assistant manager back then. And that's what companies see, right? Whether you are able to step into shoes which are 2-3 designations down the line. And I think that was a challenge which I kind of sailed through smoothly.
So, if you were able to get hold of time machine, which phase of your life would you like to roll back?
I've lived all the phases, I think, perfectly well. So the time machine would just basically not take me anywhere back. I'm just happy with the present, because whatever I am today is because of whatever I was before. So I wouldn't like to change anything from the past. So yeah.
So, how has been your journey from research and development intern to digital lead till now?
It's been a fabulous experience for me, and whatever I am today, specifically at, say, Audi or Henkel, I was always commended because of my technical and management skills as a combination. Engineering gave me a lot of in-depth knowledge of the automobile manufacturing industry. And I didn't know, right, I would join Audi or Henkel, for example, in future. But I was approached, say, for example, for Henkel, they approached me through LinkedIn, and they wanted someone who is catering to the manufacturing industry as well as has a digital background, because we are into the business of adhesive technologies. So adhesives are used from the landing gear of an aircraft to baby diapers. So that's the kind of vast range, right? And it's my education in terms of technical that really helps me understand what our customer requirements are, how we could cater to them. And digitally is something that I try to target these customers online, find their patterns of how they behave in terms of consuming online media, and that is how I try to target them differently on different platforms. So I think this is my overall journey, but it's been amazing. And I think companies really recognize the kind of talent who has a technical plus management background, specifically companies like these, automotive, industrial, manufacturing.
So, how was the feeling when you received the Above and Beyond Employee of the Year award at Volkswagen Group Sales India Pvt?
I can't describe it in words. There were literally all my colleagues were like shouting on top of their voice and praising me. So it was really an honor for the group to recognize my potential at such a young age. And I had to really compete with many senior people across the group, right, all over India. And they were across brands. So Volkswagen, Audi, Lamborghini, Porsche, and Skoda. So it wasn't an easy competition or challenge that I went through. There were several rigorous rounds, and the final rounds was with the head of all the brands, which we have a lot of expats also who are leading our brands. So I was quite grilled in all the rounds, but yeah, I think it gave me that sense of success that you asked, right? What is success? So that day I felt that every hard work that I've put in is being recognized by the company. So I was really grateful, and I still am to the group for everything they've done.
So, what all type of technologies are you familiar with?
In terms of digital marketing, I've worked on a lot of ORM tools, so specifically social listening, monitoring all the mentions, right? Because we used to get a lot of Audi related mentions across digital and online spaces. So Locobuzz is one such tool that we used to use. It's an online listening platform, and it basically helps you monitor conversations real time and reply to them. We were actually globally, Audi AG, which is our headquarters, had even awarded us on this, basically because we used to respond within, say, 24 hours, which is like globally a very good time for response. So our actual average response time was 1.5 hours, but the global benchmark was 24 hours. So we've developed Locobuzz as a tool from when we started working with them. So yeah, I'm still very closely associated with the owners, and they really helped us achieve a lot of these online related requirements that we have in terms of social listening. So that is something that I've used closely. Then of course, in terms of Facebook, Google, and all these other platforms, we use their business managers for our ads, for serving our ads. Then we'll use a lot of programmatic tools like Google DV360 for running our video campaigns in a very targeted manner. So these are a couple of the famous ones that we use, and we of course work closely with our existing media agencies to identify more tools. There's this tool called SEM Rush for basically finding out your SEO optimization and those kind of strategies. We've also developed our own tool with our SEO agencies. So we keep trying to do this because I believe that there are certain tools that are available in the market that are very expensive, and you may not require all their services, right? So we focus on building our own capabilities also. I think for companies, specifically German companies, give us the liberty to basically find what works best for us. I've always worked for German companies, so that basically is one advantage, I would say, that we can just experiment, explore, test, and go ahead.
So, what are your roles and responsibilities as digital lead Henkel?
So at Henkel, I am responsible for digital media. I am also responsible for the entire content planning and content strategy. We have several campaigns that come in from our global teams, implementation of all those campaigns in the India market, and basically demand generation, right? So demand generation is key. We are basically a startup within the organization is what we call ourselves. We call ourselves corporate startuppers because we have the flexibility of exploring what would work for our industrial consumers. My key focus is to find the SMEs and MSMEs that are rising in India tremendously, right? With the Make in India campaign, and there's so many initiatives that our government has done. So, how is it that we identify them and showcase to them that conventional methods of manufacturing need to be reduced and they need to start consuming adhesives as a technology to help them replace their conventional methods like welding, press fitting, and all of that, which acquire labor, of high skilled labor, high cost, because these are quite operator focused mechanisms, right? So my task is basically to generate demand through digital.
So, any future plan to start your entrepreneurship journey?
I have been mentoring students since lockdown started. My colleagues at Audi AG gave me this opportunity. So there was a lady who was studying her PhD. So she basically used to invite me to mentor her students. So I have kind of started this entire mentorship program. But yeah, of course, in future, I may either take this up as something in addition to my work, of course, because I believe learning and then sharing knowledge is always beneficial task, right? You have industry examples that you can stand by, and if there is something that I have to start in future, I would look at something in digital itself, or maybe go back to manufacturing and start a factory, which is something I've always wanted to do, and give employment to people. So I think, yeah.
So, any particular sector in manufacturing?
I would love to get into packaging and basically manufacturing of these boxes, right? Because today there's so many companies that manufacture so many products. So I think packaging it in the right manner is something very crucial. And I think there are various brands like Amazon and all of that, if you see, right? Something as basic as, say, if you order 2-3 things, they send these huge boxes, which is not really required. There's so much wastage. So sustainable methods of packaging is something that I would definitely like to explore.
So, how would you define ATL and BTL?
ATL and BTL is basically, I would put it in a way that above the line communication is mass, right? It's for a huge amount of audience. So whether it's your TV, print, radio is something that I would say is ATL, which caters to the mass. And BTL is something which is experiential completely. I believe it's the one-on-one experience that you give, which I've focused on and done myself during Audi times, right? Because to a luxury customer, it's all about giving them that first-hand experience about how the leather seats of your car are, for example, or that acceleration when you're driving. So, these are the couple of drives that we used to organize, which is like a clear example of a BTL activity.
So, which source of knowledge would you prefer, real life experience or bookish knowledge?
For me, it has been both. While my husband keeps saying, it's all about real life experience and all of that. But I believe that it's basically a transition. So it's only when you know certain theories that you try using it on field. Like I gave you an example of my manufacturing days. I was appreciated because there were certain frameworks and models, like the fishbone diagram analysis, for example. I didn't know I was going to be in the R&D team, but that fishbone analysis was so helpful for me because I could put in the cause and effect analysis so seamlessly. And that's when we came to know as to several reasons why the UMs were failing, and then we could make certain rectifications. So I think there are people who have enough experience, they've written quite a lot about their learnings. So why not gain that first and then implement your own experience also? So I think it's a combination and it can't be standard.
So, what advice would you like to give to young generation who are just starting their career lives?
For young generation, basically, I would say that in today's day and age specifically, there's a lot of resources that are there around them. They need to really be observant and learn from them, because access is plenty, and you just within one Google click, you can basically get access to trainings, tutorials, and all of that. So young people these days just need to be very observant and learn from everything around them. The second point I would say is that they need to try their hands at different roles and basically find their area of expertise. Like, don't go for a role just because you feel, oh wow, she's a brand manager working for Apple, and I want to be there. But is that something that really drives you, or would you wake up to that energetically every morning? So that's something that they have to identify. Just work in different roles, find what's your area of expertise, and then go for it. Third thing I believe is it's very crucial to learn from people with good experience, right? So today, with the age of access to so many mentors and so many leaders, I think definitely young talent should approach people with good years of experience, someone who has a lot of subject matter expertise and knowledge in that particular field. Consult them before going into any particular job role or any particular industrial sector. And lastly, something that is very important and has always helped me, that every young person should keep into account, is the quality of being humble. I think without that, whatever you may be, you do not get that same kind of recognition if you try to be humble. So I think humility is at the heart of everything you do, and I practice that.
So, what are do's and don'ts while starting your digital space journey?
In terms of do's and don'ts, specifically in digital, the industry is very volatile, and one should be very prepared for the unexpected, because what was working, say, 3 years down the line won't work today. Say, for example, something like Facebook, right? Before Facebook, there was Orkut. Like, it just transformed. Nobody is even there. That platform doesn't exist. So even today, if you see, people are moving from Facebook to Instagram. So the trends in digital change, and everyone should, especially young guys, should be someone who's a quick learner, who implements new technologies quickly. So that is, be agile, basically, is what I would say, and open to innovations and trying new technologies. And second point is, I believe you should never be disheartened if the outcome is not a desired one, because I've always learned through my mistakes as well as achievements. And I believe even the good things in life teach you as well as the bad, and that is the mantra that I follow.
So now we'll start a rapid round.
Okay.
Your favorite actor and actress?
Favorite actor is Adam Sandler. He makes me laugh quite a lot because of his comedy movies. And actress, I would say Jennifer Aniston. I've been a big fan of Friends.
Your favorite color?
Green.
Your favorite destination?
London during Christmas.
Your favorite car?
I would go for the Audi e-tron Sportback.
So success in one line?
Success, I would say, is when you look around at what you've already achieved and feel content about it.
Things in your wish list?
I would love to travel to newer places and meet new people.
Your dream house?
My dream house would be on a serene island overlooking the beach, maybe away from the rush and hassles of city life.
Second choice of career?
I love storytelling. I think I would like to direct a movie.
So at last, one line that defines you?
An ambassador of positivity and creativity.
So thank you very much for your precious time and opening your heart on our channel. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Gaurav.